Hey guys, what's going on? RJ here with you for the beginner introduction everything video that I can cover. I'm sorry if this goes on a little bit, but I'm going to try to pack as much information into this as I possibly can. So, what do you do first when you first start up with Street Fighter Duel? Well, you get through that damn tutorial. Don't bother re-rolling. I'll do a re-rolling video and it's just going to say don't re-roll. But there's no point. You don't get enough resources to make re-rolling worthwhile, and even if you get one copy of a character, it's not going to help you for long. This is an idle RPG, meaning you're going to have to collect idle resources and you're going to get capped very hard. It's actually, the cap will be on fighter EXP. It's very, very, very limited. So number one, in your bag, I don't have any because I use them. You'll have the little crates and stuff that give you experience, money, orbs, different materials. Hang on to those, don't blow them right away. Okay, progress in the story as far as you possibly can. Absolutely push it before you ever start using those things, and use them sparingly. Use just a little bit at a time here and there, and then keep trying to push forward, because the further you go, the more they will be worth, because it's all based off of this thing right here. And so the further you progress, you know, like I get 815 EXP a minute at this level, and so if I got like a 24-hour EXP bundle, it's going to give me a boatload of experience. But if I had used it, you know, levels back, you know, you don't get as much. So that will help with progression quite a lot. No, I'm going to stay. The other thing, where is it here? You know, with your fighters, you have to go and promote all your different fighters. You usually want to promote the B ranks. They are basically fodder characters. You don't want to use B ranks. They only have one combo move. And for your C ranks, you just dismiss them all. There's a nice little button here, auto dismiss, so when you summon them, they will automatically get rid of them, so they won't jank up your inventory. But basically, it may seem tempting to, you know, take a Hugo and use up a couple of DiCapris, but don't do it. Because all these fighters actually have uses, unless you're a major whale or something, but you don't want to start using your fighters in that way. But it's mainly a game of pushing, push. But a very hot tip that I can give you guys is in global exploration. I know this isn't a free-to-play tip, but I think it's for the first 3 maps that you complete. After you complete it, it'll pop up with one of those, like, hey, you know, like, buy shit. And if you go to the middle selection, it'll have an option for like $5, and it actually has 6 of the 24-hour fighter EXPs in it. And it's only in the first 3 stages, and it's only available for 2 hours after you beat it. So you have a very limited time to get this, but in total it's like $15. You can even save your first purchase for it if you want. You know, sort of a thing. But they are the absolute most useful things to push content early on. But if you can't get it, don't worry about it, because this is an idle game and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. No matter how much you spend, you're basically just pushing the wall back. But you will eventually hit that wall. But make sure, you know, you come in, you do your Shadaloo City every other day, I think it is. Because, you know, the shop in here is absolutely amazing. You can get Jury for 150k. It seems really high, but the math on it says you can get her about once a month. You can get these other guys about, you know, 3 to 4 times a month, if they're your bag. Some of the fighters are actually pretty good. But, you know, breakstones, those are fairly important, but you don't really get a lot of them in here. Later on, this is just good information to have. An honor shop opens up, and this is like from a PvP mode later on. And you can actually get Rose for 250k. And if you're really thirsty for Elena or haven't been able to pull her like me, she's in here eventually for 150k fragments. You know, there's not too many other wonderful fighters in here. I don't know, they're all alright. It just depends on your preference. The wonderful thing about this game, I actually find, is that you can make a team out of just about anybody. And you know, the things you want to watch out for when you're building your team is these faction bonuses. You know, all the characters are either wind, fire, lightning, what's that, master, and infernal. Let's not talk about legendaries, because that's another whole thing on its own, mainly for people who are spending a lot of money. Maybe we'll talk about it in a minute. But you want to make a team mainly that fits something like this. The best thing to use is probably the 4 fighters from the same faction and 2 from a different one. So if I was to get rid of my jury all of a sudden, this becomes active, so you get a 20% HP bonus and a 25% attack bonus. Oh, I thought it was a 25 HP. Oh well. So I'm only getting an extra 5% attack, but sometimes that actually matters. But you know, if you have an infernal character, the only one I have right now is Jury, and she's actually really good. Just on her own, even at A rank. I only got 1 copy of her. But the Infernal, it shows what's active. Just having one of them, she's going to give everybody a 15% defense bonus, which is just, it's really awesome for losing 5% attack. So it's not bad. You can mix and match. And then the Masters, like I have Rose here. I have 3 winds, 1 lightning, Rose, and like, you know, getting these master characters is actually really useful. Rose is awesome. She heals and does stuff. I don't rely on her for damage. Chun-Li is my main damage, you know, but she's just there. Just being there on the team actually buffs my team so much that she's earned a spot on my team. Plus it helps with the faction bonus, because I can use my, you know, really high powered evil Ryu, who's S+, and throw him in the back, you know, because these back slots really do matter. You're only ever going to get 2 back slots. So if you see all 4 and you're like, oh, you know, I'll just level up more and keep adding guys, and no, you only get 6 fighters. So you kind of got to choose where you want your fighters to be. You know, you can put it on the assist fighter if you want, not usually recommended. The best setup I found is to put 1 on your main DPS and then put 1 on your tank, because you really want your tank to survive. When your tank goes down, it's not that great. And I know B. Zangief is considered a balanced fighter, not a tank, but he does the job. It's Zangief. What do you want? You know, push this thing as far as you can. You know, the tower. You get really good rewards. You know, these breakstones, you might think you have a lot, you won't. Currently, I'll just show you guys real quick. Currently, if I want to take evil see, I'm paused at 120. You need 3,000 breakstones to go to 121, and so I not only need, you know, another 1,100 breakstones here, but then I'm gonna need another, you know, 3,000. So I'm like 4,100 breakstones short, and they don't come in that quickly. You know, and beyond that, you know, the fighter EXP at this point, she needs 296k to go up 1 level. So it starts moving a little slower, you know, but definitely, you know, push as far as you can. If you're wondering, Chun-Li has these things, the dragon wrist spikes, and it actually changes. I don't know if it changes things for every fighter, but this changes her 3-cost move. A lot of people don't like her 3-cost move, but this changes her 3-cost move, and it's available once you get a fighter to SS rank. I was surprised that this even exists. You know, you need these original tokens, and I guess eventually you need higher. They only go from 1 to 10, and then you need higher ones. But these are just things to look out for as you're going. So these will be a fairly rare resource. I've gotten a few of them. You start getting them in the draw. when you start summoning, you know, as you level up, the draw changes actually. Things change as you start leveling up. These things, I've actually found these, I don't know where you can get more things to level these things up from. But the whole thing is you get these, I don't even know what they're called, but you get them from global operations. The further you go, the more you'll get of them. Like I'm still trying to get this one. This sounds really good, you know, giving a shield to all teammates that absorbs 12% max HP. It looks really, really awesome for a tank fighter. You know, 6% HP, 6% crit resist. You know, but definitely try to push these map modes because the rewards in these things are amazing. I guess I can't look at them now that they're gone. I can still see this one, but like this, you know, these yellow equipments, and further back it starts giving you purples, and you know, you get some blue equipment. You definitely want to push this trial grounds. It's a really good mode to give you that extra boost. When you feel like you've hit a wall, try to go do a global operation. You'll be surprised at how much gear you get, and gear actually matters. It adds massive stats. I'll just show you really quickly. This is adding almost 4,000 power. The fist thing here is how much power it's actually adding. You know, this is adding 1,500, 1,200, 1,249. So it does add up to quite a lot. Yeah, he's got, you know, purple gear. I don't really have the best gear, but you know, it is what it is. You only get what you have, or what you're given. That sounded stupid, but yeah, you get what you're given. You know, this one's pretty good, 4296. It's not even leveled up all the way, but they eat up just an absolute shit ton of resources. You know, 1 million to level it up, and it's going to eat the rest of my stones. And I don't know, she doesn't really do damage on my team. I just gave it to her because it gives a factional bonus. You know, if you can actually line it up, a tech and a master, you need the heavens to align for you to get your equipment right. But you know, it gives a 30% boost, so it's kind of nice, you know, sort of a thing. Do your arenas daily and everything like that. I think, I don't know where I actually got that currency for that store. I think it's actually for this Super Showdown, but it doesn't unlock until, you know, 2 weeks after the server opens. I don't know what it is, but I think that's what that currency was for in that one store that you saw earlier, where you can get rows. You know, when you finally finish, I think it is chapter 4, you'll open this up, and this is very, very, very needed. You know, you have your top 4 fighters, and then all your resources is in your top 4 fighters. Everybody else can be brought up to the lowest level of your top 4. And so I have, you know, 120s, and so once I get Dalsum and Evil Ryu, or Mad Ryu, whatever, up to 121, everybody will be 121, and that makes a big difference, because at 121 everybody gets a passive skill upgrade, and that's usually a really big upgrade to have. But be careful with who you stick in here. It's a 24-hour cool, or 22-hour cooldown once you take somebody out, so if you stick everybody in there as soon as it opens up, and then you do some pulls and you're like, oh no, you're going to be waiting until tomorrow to use those fighters if you're sticking them in here, unless you know, decide to, hey, I'm going to reset my fighter. And if you do choose to reset your fighter, it's free. This used to cost money, or diamonds, 20 diamonds I think it was in Taiwan, but it's free in global for some reason, so that was very kind of the developers. You can just play around, and don't be afraid to reset. You don't actually lose anything. You get 100% of your stuff back, and then you can just give it to somebody else if you really want to. So that's kind of a neat little feature. I really enjoy that. But make sure you're doing your daily quests, especially for the 7-day growth. I was really surprised. They give you an A+ Mad Ryu. I don't know who was smoking crack, but my god, an A+ Evil Ryu. He is a really, really, really good fighter. He does a crap ton of damage. he's a glass cannon, you know, but if you need, you know, a good DPS, and your pulls kind of suck, you get a Mad Ryu, and everybody's using them, and I see why. And at A+, you know, that's 2 copies of Mad Ryu, basically. All you need is a couple of A+ lightning fodder characters. He'll be S rank in no time. I pulled a few extra copies of Mad Ryu, so mine's at S+, but let's not go there. But these things are pretty worthwhile. This thing, you know, 8 hours worth of cash, EXP, and breakstones. That was an insta-buy. It seems high at 800 diamonds, but these things are actually pretty worth it. Especially as soon as you see fighter EXP, it's definitely worth it. Day one, it's a no-brainer. You know, it's a 50% off for 5 summon tokens, but we also get 100 summons throughout the week, so that's pretty good. These things, don't buy them. That's not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Yes, you need to level up your equipment, but not for 800 diamonds. It just doesn't seem worth it. It's not going to be the difference between you clearing a stage or not. I can't see what's on day 4, but just make sure you get all this done, because you want to do that. You know, we're getting that's all free every day. You'll collect everything if you're just online for a bit. This just, you click the screen, you get stuff, and at the end of the day you might win the jackpot, you know. And then there's other stuffs, you know, within all of this that you might want to check out. But yeah, it's you just keep pushing tower, main story, global operation, do Shadaloo City, you know. It's not too much. I'm not sure if they're gonna add in more modes or things like that later, but that's kind of all it comes down to. You know, you kind of want to buy stuff for cash in the store. Don't start spending diamonds in the store, generally speaking. Not worth it. You know, do your guild stuff. Help your guild, join a guild. And basically all there is to do in the guild right now is donate to the guild and do your Shadowlands. And you'll get some equipment and some diamond boxes and guild points. So it's good. And then this will open up, and there's the EX move here for Tanuki Whirl. Tanuki? I don't know. I can't pronounce things like that. But anyways, it takes so many guild points. So everybody's got to work together to get 9,000 points, and then you get fight Mecha Zangief. So it's good. It's good. Overall, pretty good. Oh, and make sure you get these things opened. I know this is kind of like a progression thing from beating stages, but this is absolutely amazing. This heal, oh my god, it's like night and day when you finally get it. And if you're wondering, I chose this thing. You know, because it lets you select, you know, what you want to get. And I don't... see, the thing is that you need more of these fragments to continue to level up those moves, but I don't want it. I think in the long run, the charm will actually be really good, but I really like the idea of this move here. I don't even know where it is. This thing. Oh, can you not see it? Yeah, you can see it. You know, restores HP to multiple allies and grants them a shield equal to 10% of their max HP. So it sounds good right off the bat, especially if you combine it with, you know, Sakura's thing. But the whole thing is, you know, you can upgrade it a little bit, but then it maxes out at level 10, and then you have to upgrade it again, and you need the fragments, and that's where it's like, maybe you should get the fragments, but you know, it's a 10% def gain, HP healed to 6% instead of what, 5%. So I don't know. It's minor upgrades all the way around. So I'm not sure if I really would want to focus on upgrading one of them. This one actually sounds really good to charm the target for 5 seconds, but I think it would need to be upgraded more to have a much higher charm percent chance. I don't know, but yeah, that's about it. This opens up after chapter 840, and these These things you get, awakening conviction. If you see this when you're awakening fighters, it's all going to this mode. You don't lose anything or whatever if it takes you a while, and the more, you know, fighters you have awakened, the more of these things you'll start getting. I think when you hit an S rank, it gives you one, or maybe it's an A plus rank. I don't know. But you start getting them, and it gives minor bonuses to all fighters right now, and when it hits 15, you can start upgrading specific elements, right? And it's the assassin, the power, the tank, the balance, and support. So it's not even the factions, it's the types of fighters, right? So kind of got to pick and choose, I guess, once you finally get up there, but that's something for later, unless you're whaling. You know, your dojo, make sure you get in here every day, upgrade your training bag and other stuff. It'll be a while till we all get there. But you know, you hit a certain point and you can actually try to borrow characters from people. You know, ooh, I can request that. Definitely requesting that. Yeah, but you can request help from your friends and your guild mates and stuff like that. But if somebody else claims them, too bad, and you can only, oh yes, that's so tasty. Oh yeah, oh Kafifi, I love you, bro. That's so sick. Okay, I don't know, I can't really think of much else that might help you guys at the beginning of the game. You know, it's just kind of play it out and see what teams work for you, see what teams don't, and go from there, you know. So hope you guys have a good one, and hope this was somewhat informative, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe we'll go in depth with some characters and check some more stuff out. So have a good one. Peace.